Hello, all. Thank you for joining us again on the Almost Brothers podcast. Hey, will you do us a favor? If this podcast has meant something to you and encouraged you, will you consider becoming a monthly supporter? You could do $3, $5, $8, or $10 a month. What this does is this helps financially support the podcast so that we can continue to put out content and help better serve you. So if you would, down in the show notes, you can click the link, support, and become a monthly member. We love you. New episode coming your way.
It's a waste of film.
Waste of film.
So speaking of dumb movies, what is your favorite junk food movie?
Junk food?
That may be a horrible movie, but you just love watching it.
Benchwarmers.
Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, okay.
I don't think I got one.
You don't have a movie that's
like you don't care
kind of
how
known,
bad it is,
right.
you'll just put it on just to put it on.
Right.
No, I don't do that.
or a movie that you really love that everybody thinks is terrible.
Maybe you could throw Waterboy in there, but I feel like Waterboy, everybody likes Waterboy.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of one that
I could watch Waterboy a lot.
everybody loves. Yeah.
You really relate.
Waterboy is a good one.
That's a documentary about Triston.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Almost Brothers podcast. Thank you for joining us yet again today. On today's episode, we've got the one, the only, Triston Randl in the building.
What's up?
We
Oh,
only
you just had to add a couple to
got
it.
two what's ups.
Yeah, I like
That
to
threw me
change. I like
off.
to change it up every time.
That
So
threw me off.
yeah.
That gum.
Sometimes you go long form. What's up? Sometimes you just want to say what's up.
I feel cheated.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
No,
feel
it's-
cheated.
you change it up.
This threw off the whole dynamic of my day.
I feel like I should have a what's up IOU.
You owe him what's
Speaking of Dumb and Dumber, that's an IOU, 145,000. Might want to hold on to that.
That's
one.
right.
That's so funny. Yeah, on today's episode, we're going to be on part number 2 of What Comes Next.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, we don't have a button for that. Bum bum bum.
Don't have a bum bum bum.
No.
You gotta have the Law and Order SVU.
Dun-dun. Yep. Yep.
These are their
When,
stories.
really, we kind of thought about this episode with you in mind. You know, last episode, I'm sorry, we thought about you, coming on, and you weren't able to make it, but we still did a part 1 to this, and we just want to talk about just, especially in your case, which you graduated a couple years ago, but kind of taking that next step into what comes next out of, high school. That's kind of the way you see yourself in your whole life, and then you step out of that into college, or you step out of that into a job, and how it's hard to take that next step.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but when I graduated high school, I definitely struggled with even my identity, and I had never done that before. I was I'd just be sitting in my SEMO dorm at nights, be like, what am I doing? Really, I would just be thinking like that. I'm just like, what am I doing right now?
Well,
But
part of that comes from, kind of being the big man on campus in high school, and then go to college and you're not at all. So
yeah, I don't think I was a big man on campus in high school either. But
other people did.
tall dude on campus.
yeah, we had a lot of tall guys at school. But
Yeah, either way.
I was
you
definitely
do.
the class clown though at school.
Yeah, that's for
I
sure.
made everybody laugh.
But you definitely come out of kind of that, that big fish in a small pond into a,
Right.
A small fish in a huge pond in college. Because nobody knows you. Nobody really cares about who you were in high school. Nobody really cares about what you did in high school. And for some people, that's a fresh opportunity. That's something they look forward to. It's I can kind of start over, reinvent myself. Because I know for me, I had a few friends junior, senior year of high school. As basketball got pretty serious, but then you go to college and you can kind of start over. Even if you do go somewhere close to home, but you can kind of start over and meet new people and meet new friends and kind of say, that part of my life is done and over and I learned, but I'm moving on.
I feel like me going to SEMO was kind of like my transition from being a basketball player to a basketball coach. My mind just was completely transformed from I want to play basketball to I want to help players get better at basketball. And
Right.
that's when I kind of knew I was okay, I definitely want to coach, not be a nurse.
Was that hard for you to come to that realization? Just like, this has been my whole life, has been a player, and now it's kind of over.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but at the same time, like, I don't think it's over. Like, in my mind, I don't think that, because, like, I mean, I've been training with, like, some kids from Risco, and I've been wanting to get some guys from Holcomb to go with us too and train, just because, like, I love to do it. Like, when I was in there training with just 2 guys from Risco, Owen and Aaron, like, seeing them progress and, like, seeing them do stuff that they have never done before, and, like, really watching it click to them is, like, awesome to me.
Yeah.
I just love doing it. So I was just like, I definitely solidified that in my mind, and it was just cool. So I was like,
Well,
dang.
that's good that you've got that passion. You know, not everybody gets a chance to do what they're passionate about in life, so
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think I'll have to quit playing, though. I mean, I'm still going to give them some buckets either way.
You can be
You're gonna be the
be
coach
like,
that is in the
Like
scrimmages.
goes to practice,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
no,
is fine, but I mean,
we're
just
putting together.
the transition from when I say the transition from playing to coaching, and that is over, is actually playing
Like in the game.
organized
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
Because playing pickup and actually being part of a team, that's what Jamie always asks me, like, what do you miss most about playing? It's like,
honestly,
of course it's playing, but mostly it's spending time with your teammate. Like, that's what I really miss.
honestly, the way I think of it, I don't think it was that hard for me to move past that, because, like, I definitely had, like, that annoyance, like, in my mind of, like, I was annoyed based on how I played. I think I might have been telling you about this the other day when we was playing at that church in Malden over there at the Pentecostal church. But it was more of like, in my mind, I didn't really fulfill what I wanted to fulfill in high school. Like, I
Yeah.
knew that I didn't play to the ability that I could play.
Yeah.
And I was, like, giving my teammates opportunities when I should have had, like, the Kobe mindset of, like, if they're not in the gym working out,
Right.
why should I pass them the ball? That's
Right.
how I should have just been with it, and let basketball just been more confident and played how I wanted to play, like, when I was in school.
Yeah.
But I think I got closure from that from playing in the SEMO league, and, like, I was playing with way harder competition up there when I was playing in that rec league up there, and I averaged the most points in the entire, like, league. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, clearly I'm better than I ever played in high school. I was averaging 20 a game in a league where there's, like, kids that are 7 foot tall,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do this in high school.
Right.
Clearly, it was a confidence issue. Clearly,
Right,
if I
yeah,
would've
you just get
stepped
in the
into
game
that role and just accepted that and stopped being so scared, then I would have been all right. But I feel like playing in that and seeing that I could have done it the whole time was, like, closure enough for me to be like, okay, now I'm just ready to start coaching, because, like,
Right.
I want to help someone else have the opportunity that I didn't have because of my fear. I let
Yeah.
my fear hold me back, basically.
Right.
So,
Yeah, just getting so nervous.
and, like, I'm already seeing that. I don't know, maybe I'm just good at talking to people, or maybe God just uses me and, like, being able to relate to people or something, but I'm already, like, seeing that now. Like, there's a couple of kids from Holcomb that have had that issue, like, where they are just letting their confidence affect their game. This kid has already had a 20-point game from Holcomb within, like, a weeks of me talking to him and trying to work with him throughout his game,
Yeah.
where he was barely getting over 10. You know what I mean? It's just
When you-
that's just cool to me.
And you'd be amazed at how God uses those things that you went through and those hardships to be able to speak that to somebody. So that may be why you dealt with that so much, is
Yeah.
that, you know, because you're on that path that God had for you, to where now you're able to talk to those and help talk them through it because you've been through it.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches haven't, you know, a lot of coaches, one, either didn't play. I mean, you go through the NBA and a lot of their coaches just didn't really get a lot of playing time.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they made it to the league, but in there, they didn't really play very much.
Yeah.
But they're able to relate that to their players.
Yeah.
And
And that also kind of helps with the coaching thing. I think
Yeah.
it'll probably make me be a better coach, if anything,
yeah.
to be honest. But
So why do y'all think change is so hard?
Because we're creatures of habit and routine.
Yeah.
And it basically, we form ruts in our mind and the way we live, and that's just what we're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And when change happens, that gets us out of whatever rut we're in, whether it's a good rut or bad rut, it's different than what we're used to, and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I talked to Jennifer about this today, about, you know, getting out of her comfort zone and experiencing something different out of life than what she's been accustomed to. And the only way that happens is if you step outside of what you are always comfortable with.
Yeah.
Step outside of what you know.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to grow. That's where growth comes from.
Well, we almost talk ourselves into that rut, or we call
Right.
it a funk in my house, in a funk. And you'll talk yourself into staying in it because, oh, it's not that bad.
Mhm.
It's not that, oh, this is fine. This is okay, right? So we know we're in a rut. We know we're in a spot we don't want to be, but then we talk ourselves into, okay, but it's fine.
Yeah.
because of that fear of change, because of that fear of stepping out into the unknown or stepping out into something that is uncomfortable. I mean, we've all left jobs before. Oh my goodness. I hate going to a new job and not knowing anything. Yeah. That is the worst feeling in the world. I feel stupid. I don't want to ask questions. 2 days in, I think I should know everything that they've thrown at me. Right. And when I can't, I feel really dumb. So what happens is I've stayed at jobs way longer than I've needed to, out of that fear of stepping into another position or another job. Even though I know this is terrible. I hate this. But I would talk to myself, well, yeah, but it's not that bad. You're home every night, you're home on weekends, and blah, blah, blah. And you talk yourself into staying because you're so afraid of change.
You convince yourself you're content.
Oh, absolutely. This is fine. This is fine. It's that, what is it, the kid that's like standing on the sidewalk smiling? It's a meme where the house is on fire in the back. Yeah. Like everything is fine.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. No? You haven't seen it? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, Grandpa.
Oh, dadgum.
Why you got to go straight to the age
My
thing?
bad. I know. I didn't mean that.
Don't come in here with your cranky pie chicken eating self.
Oh, it was so good. And I got to spend some time with my dad, so that was fun.
Bonus.
So, Triston, I wanted to ask you also, so outside of just the basketball, so how difficult was the change from living at home to living on your own? Was that something that was kind of difficult for you, or was that something... I think we all look forward to that kind of like, I'm ready to get out. But then you get out and it's like, it's kind of sucks.
I mean, I like being just like by myself. So it's chill.
I like being by myself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I definitely was like, honestly, like when Hunter moved out, I was like, that was like the moment that I was like, really like, it hit me like, oh crap, I'm literally going to be moving out in a year.
Right.
Or like soon. Like if I go to college, for sure, I'll be moving out in a year. And I was probably like 17 at that time. But then I really didn't even give it much thought after that because, just school and going to basketball practice and everything of life just got in the way and it was in the back of my mind again. And then by the time I guess school came around, I was like, okay, now it's time. And then I was definitely scared. I remember when Dad dropped me off at SEMO, I was like terrified.
Yeah.
And he could tell.
That first day.
He could definitely tell, but it was like hard. It literally was. But
yeah, because it's like,
but after
you
like
had to kick him out of the car,
right,
yeah,
right.
I really
like,
did.
You gotta
like,
go.
I was scared.
Well, you get there and then you're excited and everything's gone, and then all of a sudden when they leave, it's like, well, now what do I do with
that
my
was
day?
literally me on my when I got dropped off at college for the first time. I literally, like, parents helped me get stuff moved into my dorm, said our goodbyes, they left, closed the door, and I was like,
well, so
what do I do?
Yeah,
what do I do now? And because I was like, I was a band nerd, so I was 2 weeks early, 2 weeks before the rest of campus moved in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no one here. What do I do?
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird.
That's what I was worried about with, because she planned on going with Jacob,
right?
And then when he
To
ended
Guam?
up not going, it's like
Not to Guam.
You're not to Guam. No. You're not right down the road. You're 7 hours away.
Right.
So when she got, and it was the same thing. She had a week and a half before everybody really got there. So it's like she doesn't know anybody. It's a little different. You're around. You kind of know some people. Oh, you went to this school. I went to school close to you. You kind of bond in that way. But when you're at a whole new place, it's just like, oh no, what next?
Yeah, Three Rivers is like a different college experience, like completely different.
Yeah.
Because like you just see people you've already like not really known, but like I've seen them all before.
Yep. Yeah. Because it's all kind of, same 10, 12 schools.
Yeah.
All kind of go. Yeah. That's how it was when I first went. It's like, oh, I'm going to college and I'm finally getting away from home. And then you go and it's like, not really. I kind of always go home. I'm 40 minutes away and I know everybody here. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I like it better though.
Yeah.
Well, when I dropped him off at SEMO, it was because he's 6'5" or whatever he is. So everybody's like, "Hey, you hoop," and he immediately made that connection. So that I think that helped.
6'5", 110 pounds, soaking wet.
I weigh 190.
It's a joke, clearly. Gosh,
I'm a pretty big fella.
Man, getting. So I want to ask you this too, and this goes for everybody.
Everybody,
if you were to lose that thing that you've done forever, so basketball, music.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Food?
Is that food?
No, I'm on a diet.
That's
Driving the truck.
I wish I could lose.
Well, even all right. Well, even okay. Say you lose this is kind of like dark. This is going in a dark direction.
You lose Triston Randl.
No, but say you wake up one day and like your family's gone. We'll just say whatever. Your family's gone. because that's something that you've identified with for a long, long time.
Right.
You're a family man.
How would you feel with that change if you lose that ability to do the thing that you've identified with for so long?
And I've thought about this before, because sometimes my mind goes to dark places like that without any invitation or nothing. It's just like, hey, let's check this out.
Right.
Let's see intrusive thoughts win.
Oh, man. Right.
So, it's one of those things that, you hope that your relationship with God is strong enough to get you through whatever change you go through, but to lose something that you're that connected to, you can never prepare yourself for it. So it's like, I don't know, but you just have to wait and see if you are strong enough, if God can get you through that, because there are people that handle it and stay strong with God, and there are people that fall completely off the wagon there, and they just don't know what to do with themselves. So it's just one of those things that you can say, I would do this, but until you're there and have experienced that, you don't know.
That's good.
My thing is, how do I put it? There's always different avenues within whatever it is that you kind of deeply associate yourself with. So like if I let's say I lost on my fingers, I don't know, couldn't play guitar anymore, whatever. There's different avenues that I could go down, and I feel like that's kind of in that situation, kind of like an anchor. And it's like, yeah, it sucks, but there's other things you can do with it. Not necessarily exactly what you're doing, but there's always something. I always think about, like in this situation, I think about Nathan Scott on One Tree Hill.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, right.
One Tree Hill shout out. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. Let's go.
Thank you.
That is your
Dang,
direct
cut that
influence
short.
right there.
That's your direct.
That's what I'm talking about.
Anyways, he got hurt, couldn't play, and then he ended up getting back, and then his back started deteriorating, and then he couldn't play, and he found a different avenue within the realm of basketball and sports, and there's always different paths within that field you can take.
Tristan, what do you think?
That's on me now.
Both your hands just snap, gone.
If they both got cut off,
Just gone.
I mean, that sucks.
No more basketball.
That sucks.
I mean, I'm not gonna let it dictate my joy.
Ooh, come on. What a
That
generic
sounded like-
response.
Sounded like something you were supposed to say.
Nah, I don't know.
Right.
I really don't know how I'd react
know.
if
Well,
I
and
got
I
my
think-
hands cut off. I don't
Right.
know.
Well, and I think Richard got kind of but you kind of don't know.
Yeah, just
You
until
hope.
you're in the moment.
Right. You hope your faith in God. Because that is something, now that I've had to come to grips with. I know you've been through it for a while because you've had grown kids out of the house.
Right.
That is kind of out of your control now. When they're at home, you can kind of, what they're doing, where they're at. But that is something that always kind of has part of my mind, just like having faith in God, of course, and we don't let fear control us, but always wondering, like, man, I really hope nothing happens to Lee, because this is how I've identified as Aaliyah's dad for forever now, So I think that as she's gone and she's in this big city and things are going on and kind of our world is kind of descending into chaos more and more, of something like, do I have enough faith in God to withstand something that is so life-changing and so close to my identity? Can I withstand? Because there is some people that tragedy hits them and they fall apart.
Right.
And rightfully so, but then you have to wonder, where was your foundation?
Right.
Was that thing your foundation? Was that house that burnt down your foundation? Was that family member that passed your foundation? Was that job that you had? Or, it's a hard thing to say on the outside, not going through
you
that.
You really don't know until it happens.
Right. But as long as your foundation is in God and you've got all those other things in their rightful place, I think you have the strength. Of course, it's going to be difficult. Man, I give all the credit in the world to Pastor, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget his name. Teen Challenge.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Bolin, Pastor
Yep.
Bolin, lost his wife, man. Wife of so many years, lost his wife, and to still serve God and still praise God and still be up there uplifting after such a huge part of your life is gone, just shows you where his foundation lied.
Well, that's
It's such a hard thing.
That's what I wonder about with my strength, because if I lost my wife, I still got a bunch of kids to raise.
2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, let's just leave it there. But would I be strong enough, to move on from my personal loss? Because it wouldn't be just my loss, right?
Right.
I'd have to be understanding of my children's loss on top of my own.
Yeah.
So I would have. You can't just fall apart.
Right.
And it's that old cliche: men can't do that, right?
Right.
Men
Got to
can't
be strong, and you got to hold it all together. Yeah.
But that's just not true. We feel, we hurt. It's just as hard for us as it is the woman who loses, whatever.
Yeah.
But
because that's not healthy either, to just act like, oh yeah, God's in control, and just act like it doesn't really get to you, because you're harboring a lot of emotions that you have to be going through, and you have to understand, I'm going through this.
Right.
This is a huge change in my life, but how do I get through it? Not just acting like, oh, it's okay. I know He's going to work everything for the good. Yeah, we know that,
right.
But you need to also realize that this is a huge part of you that is now missing.
That's why it's so important to know your foundation, your identity in Christ, because people deal with those different kinds of losses and tragedies in so many different ways that you're going to go through the stages of grief and anger and this and that and everything. But I think you have a lot better chance coming out of that when you've already had that identity and that foundation established, because I think after you go through those stages, you don't bounce right back to where you were, but you get back on that track that you were in your spiritual life.
Yeah.
Or even a better track,
Yep.
A lot of people I've heard of that went through these things use that as, their testimony, and
Right.
it kind of like you with your mom, right? Use that projects them forward in their faith.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So Triston, not to put you on the spot or anything, and you don't have to even go into it or even talk about it if you don't want to, but yeah. So you are kind of at this point in your life where you're getting up there in age, you're about to hit your 20s, and you hit your 20s, and
I'll be 21 this year.
you've got a long-term girlfriend. Okay? So I would guess that the thought has crossed your mind of marriage, and how scary of a thought is that, even because, again, naturally, you're with somebody at that age for that long, you're going to have that thought of marriage.
Yeah.
How scary of a thought is that to you? Because it is such a personal thing, and such an investment, and such a change from going, worried about just you to now worried about you and your spouse.
Well, I don't think it's like scary. It's kind of a weird one. Like, it's some aspects it's scary, but in some aspects it's not, like, at all. And in some aspects even it's like just exciting to think about or something. Like, me and Allison will just sit there and just talk about, like, our future, like what we want in the future, but, like, just as a hypothetical, I guess, or whatever. We'll just be sitting there talking, driving down the road about it, and stuff like that. But like, low key, one thing that's scary is I'm not trying to ask her dad for his hand in marriage. That's just awkward. But I think he'll say yeah anyways. But
I would imagine so,
because I'm a pretty decent guy, I guess.
Pretty awesome, dude. Well, I got a question for you.
I hope I'm a decent guy.
So we've talked about you being called into ministry, recently, you answering that calling. So do you, during your coaching and all that, are you able to use that as a ministry? Does that ever come up in your training?
Yeah, I definitely think it does. I think that the times that me and Aaron and Owen and go play basketball and stuff, like the whole time on the car ride there, that's basically what we talk about half the time. Because I don't know if you know, but Aaron's grandpa is actually a pastor too in Risco, and he's awesome to talk to. Also, his name is Marty Carlisle, but he's awesome to talk to, just like because he knows like a good amount of the Bible too. Like, cool. He just like is very knowledgeable in it, I guess. So it's interesting to just have conversation with him and pick his brain and see what he thinks about stuff. I mean, he's pretty funny too.
Well, here's something that I've been dealing with lately. So me and Jennifer talked when I first got ordained, the whole pastor talk, like, look, this is not just me. This is our entire family. They'll be affected by this.
Yeah.
And it does. Anybody that tells you otherwise is inaccurate. But that conversation being had, now that we're in it, we find ourselves kind of butting heads a little bit sometimes when stuff has to be done for the church. So have you and Allison had any conversations about ministry in your future together?
I don't think necessarily like together as a like one person we had it, but like we definitely have had conversation of like, I know I've definitely expressed to her that I want to incorporate ministry within my work anyways. Like when I'm talking to kids and stuff, like I want to get to the point, like eventually, like at the end of the day, I love basketball. I love playing basketball. I want you to get better at basketball, but I mean, I'm going to be the same coach that's saying at the end of the day, I'm more worried about where your soul's going, not where if you're a good basketball player, not if you can shoot 1,000,000 threes, not none of that. At the end of the day, I'm worried about the more important thing, more important goal.
That's good.
But I don't think that it's necessarily a good idea to just really berate kids with that either. Like I'm going to just try to build relationships first when I'm coaching, and then as we have a relationship, then gradually I'll be able to talk about talk to them about that. Because I feel like that's just a place where a lot of coaches go wrong at nowadays. They just want to start talking about Jesus, and like you can't just do that to a kid that don't even think of you as their friend, or don't even think of you as like a mentor. Like if you're just some random teacher, they're not just going to listen to you. If anything, they'll be annoyed that you're talking to them about it. Like, bro, why are you trying to tell me? Because that's how kids are. I mean, they just like
that's that relationship over, just banging them on the head with the Bible.
Yeah.
It's like they're not gonna listen to that. They're not gonna accept that. You've got a wall that you've got to break down first. Because most kids now they've been let down by adults. They've been hurt before, even by churches. So they're not just gonna come on and, hey, Jesus, and like I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to work on a crossover.
Yeah.
I'm here to get trained. Then you have a relationship with them. I mean, you look at Jesus with the woman at the well.
Yeah.
He started with a conversation. Hey, can I get some water?
I literally just read that before I came here.
Ooh, look at that confirmation right there. He could have walked up and said, hey, do you know who I am? Let me tell you who I am. I'm here to save you. I'm here to change your life. No, instead, he said, hey, can I have some water? And he started with a conversation that turned into, if you only knew who you were talking to, that I am the one that is called. I am the one that is the Messiah. I am him.
Yeah.
That conversation started off with a relationship.
It has to.
Yes.
There's no way to easily get to what is your experience with God and Jesus without that relationship being formed first.
Yep.
I feel like having conversations with people kind of outside your ministry that don't have a firm belief or a firm foundation of knowledge or belief in God, it's almost it almost seems like you're having a conversation to prove God's existence. And in those situations, I've learned you can't have that conversation unless the other person is willing to accept the information that you have for them and be willing to have their mind changed. And that's a lot of kids because they're kids. They're not going to have all the theological knowledge that a pastor does.
Right.
So, so they know the basics. God sent Jesus down to die for our sins, blah, 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 and it's almost like you can't have that conversation with them because one, they're going to overlook it. Two, just like y'all said, they don't want to have that conversation if you are not that person to them.
Yeah.
Without a relationship with them.
Man, I think you hit it exactly. There was one year, when Revive first started and we took over the youth. I just sat them down and said, okay, I want everybody to just get out a piece of paper and we're just going to ask random Bible questions just to see before we start preaching, before we start doing any series, anything. We'll just see where you're all at. Okay. So we just started asking them
I think we
pretty basic.
No,
This was when we first started.
Oh, I thought you and when the other girl came in, the girl that cuts hair, I forget her name.
Cam.
Yeah, when she came in, y'all did that again. I
Yeah,
think.
maybe. Yeah. And just we're gonna just like, who was Jesus's mom? How many days was Jesus in the wilderness? Who betrayed him? How many disciples were there? Pretty basic questions that 95% of these youth had no idea.
Right.
Because they had never been there before. You know, we're dealing with the most unchurched generation of all time. So what happens is preachers want to go in and they want to start with all this deep stuff, which is great for your Bible study.
Right.
Not so much for a Sunday morning where you've got 50 people in that don't know anything about the Bible. They just know there's a hole in their heart that is missing, and they heard about this man named Jesus.
Well,
But we want to go in and just get deep and go over everybody's head, and they're just sitting there like, I don't understand.
Well, that's the same thing with even adults, you know, because we're the most unchurched generation. There are tons of adults that have no idea.
Yeah.
They, you know, and that's what's great about your preaching is it's not dumbed down. That's not the words I'm looking for, but you know what I mean? You simplify it.
Yeah.
And break it down to where I can understand it and anybody can understand it. So that's an important thing to remember when you're talking to anybody about God is remembering that not everybody knows the whole Bible.
Right. Don't assume that the people that's listening to you understand all the information leading up to the point that you're trying to make. You know, oh, we all know about King David, so we're going to move on. It's like people going, not really. I think, is this like David and Goliath, David? Like what? So you're already got people that have checked out because they don't understand where you're going because they don't know the foundation of what you're setting up. So just assume nobody knows. So try to break it down and get to the key points of why you're going here. You know, and same with anybody. You know, I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm not called into the ministry." We're all called into the ministry in one way or another.
Right.
So it's the same way when you're a basketball player, when you're a musician, when you're a truck driver, you come across people that is your ministry field that you could speak life into. Don't assume that they know anything about the Bible, anything about Jesus. Start with a relationship and then go from there. Like you could love on people and show them Jesus without telling them scriptures. I
want to tell the story that I told you the other day, speaking of the opportunity that comes with truck driving. So I was over there at Jonesboro getting my truck fixed for $2,600 that we're not going to talk about.
Oh, dang.
But
that hurt my wallet.
Right.
That's not my wallet.
I ain't
really,
even a truck driver that hurt.
But anyway, so I'm at the desk and there's this guy beside me and we just strike up a conversation and I don't even remember how it got to it, but it came up that I was a pastor and he's like, he was Jamaican or something and he had that strong accent and he's like, so you're a man of the cloth. And I was like, I've never heard it put that way, but yeah. So he got to talking about
when he said that, you should have said, man, Jamaican me laugh.
Moving on.
So we're gonna need.
Where's the cricket one? Where's that one?
We'll be taking applications for a new host.
Right.
What's up?
What's up?
Sorry.
All right. So we got talking. He started talking about that. He knows God, but he never accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior because he's never felt like he wanted to commit because he was afraid that God would basically punish him if he did wrong after that happened. Right. And I was like, I just told him, no, we're not perfect. We're never going to reach perfection on this earth. Said, so that's a false idea of our God. And when I was getting ready to leave, we talked some more, and I was getting ready to leave and he said that I had told him one thing that he would never forget, which is that none of us are perfect. And I thought how cool that was. It was like a 10-minute conversation. It wasn't even like it was almost in passing, basically. Right. But I didn't want to, when I got out of there, I thanked God for that opportunity. I didn't want to just glaze over that God put that guy in my path for that purpose.
Yeah. And it didn't have to be a deep theological debate about, anything. And I wonder how many people, bringing it back to the title of the whole episode is, I wonder how much of him being scared of that change stopped him from doing that. Knowing that, okay, I want to commit to God, but that means change is going to happen. Right. And I'm scared that the change won't happen, so I don't want to take that step.
Well, that's the number one. Anytime I talk to anybody about God, that's the number one thing I hear is, I don't want to give up blank.
Right, yeah.
It's not about anything because it's just a total misunderstanding of what God's love means and what committing to God means.
Yep. Yeah, that's good, man. What about, so Tyler, for y'all in your marriage, so y'all been married going on 3 years, right? So what are some things that maybe have happened in y'all's relationship that was almost scared to even like something that she did that you don't like, that you're like, I really want to talk to her about this. I really want to see a change, that you were almost scared to even bring up, like, how do I do this? Do you ever practice like in the mirror?
No.
Just like, okay, yeah, me neither.
Never done that.
So
I practice on you.
right. That's exactly right. Will you share something in y'all's marriage where it's like, but I'm a little afraid to even bring it up because it's awkward, especially being a younger couple like y'all, you know?
Well, even before we got married, because we only dated for 6 months before I proposed to her.
Yeah.
So you can imagine in that short amount of time, one, getting to know someone, and then two, at the same time, we had those conversations of, do we want kids? Okay, how many kids? How are we going to raise them?
Right.
Everything you name it. We probably had a conversation about that before we even got engaged. So,
are you going to hit a growth spurt?
I hope this boy is wearing a brace. Anyways,
I got Tyler on my team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Splash Bros.
Well, I already
right
told him that me and you cannot be on the same team because that is unfair.
It's not fair because I will bust your knees. I'll do
It'll
it.
be all right. You heard him say it'll be all right. So okay.
Anyways,
I'm not going to sign it on that.
They're all listening. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, take a sip of water.
Water sucks. It really sucks.
Waterboy.
I need to watch that movie sometime.
It's
Too many references.
But yeah, so a lot of those, which it was easy after introducing those conversations because Liv was really receptive to them. But they were awkward, tough, kind of weird. Just because it's like, hey, I met you a couple months ago. How many kids you want?
Right. Yeah.
Do you want kids?
Right.
You know, and gosh, talking about, what did we talk about? We talked about a lot. Gosh. I don't even remember what we talked about, to be honest.
They talk about stuff.
They talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I can't think of any of it, but a lot. There was a bunch.
So, kids, if, when we get married, do you want to stay here? Do you want to travel? What am I going to do with my career? What is she thinking about doing? Basically the foundation of what our marriage is going to kind of be built on.
Yeah. I think a lot of people skip over that, and then they try to figure it out after they're already married. Like, you wanted 6 kids, and I didn't want any.
That's
And the
now
thing about
what?
And the thing about that I've learned is you can have those conversations, and whatever y'all have decided on or kind of figured out, more than likely it's going to change.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think having those conversations before you make any kind of serious commitment, like being engaged or getting married, it puts you guys on the same page. That way, when you two are now legally binded together, there's really no surprises.
It's like y'all's kind of making that decision together.
It's
y'all had already
almost
made it together. So it's
almost like we were having conversations. Say, okay, are we going to work as a married couple?
Right.
And if a lot of those conversations were like, say she was like, oh, I want kids. I'm like, I don't want kids. She says I want to raise our kids in church. Well, I don't want to have kids at all, and I don't want to raise that would have been okay. Well, I think right now we just need to part ways because this is not going to work out.
Okay, so transitioning here. So there's 2 things I want to say. One, we're going to start doing a Tyler clear throat counter.
Yes.
And we're just going to ding. It's like we're just going to ding every time he does it.
It's the weather. It's messing with me.
No, but 2, we want to go into our segment of That's What's Up. So what we do every week is we go over something that we're playing, something we're watching, something that we're doing throughout the week. So Tristan, you can go last because you're not. a regular host, so you can kind of go
I was
off of
ready
our
to go.
stuff. Oh, are you ready to go?
Like you mean a TV show? Or
Yeah, it could be a TV show you're watching. It
All
could be
right,
a video
I'm ready
game
to
that you're
spill the
playing.
beans on this show.
It could be like
Lord.
it could be
Should be
like
juicy.
like a new board game that you're playing. You know, just something that has been going on with your life throughout this past week.
All right. So, well, really, I don't know if y'all know this, but we just started back on school last week. It started
Yeah.
next semester started up. So this is the second semester of my second year after I get.
Sophomore.
Or wait, actually, no. I still have to go till December of this year, if that makes sense, and then
Yeah.
I'll be done for my associates technically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, so, but when me and Allison are not doing either, well, if I'm not at work or if I'm not doing schoolwork, or she's not in nursing school or doing schoolwork, then we just watch a TV show called Under the Dome. We just started it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Now, see, that first when I was going to start it, I was kind of iffy because there's only 3 seasons. And, you know, if there's only 3 seasons, clearly it
It's
wasn't
probably
that good of a
trash.
show.
Right.
But we were on the first season. It was pretty good throughout the first season. That's all I had to say.
So are y'all's in the first season still?
Well, we just watched the season finale.
Okay.
Like,
See, I've seen bits
recently.
and pieces of it.
Yeah.
You know, I know
It's definitely
that,
a cool
premise.
concept. I think
Yeah.
it was based after like a Stephen King
It was a book, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they made a movie about it, I guess, afterwards. But she's still
Yeah.
the producer on it.
Show.
Nice.
Or yeah, show, yeah.
Very nice.
Glad we got Daddy here to correct us.
Here for you.
All right, Ty, what you got?
Ooh, my turn. We met with Cody Walker.
Just one person, Cody Clinton.
Cody Walker last week. Met with him in the studio. How many is that? Dude, I'm telling you, it's
You
the
didn't
one
even catch it,
what
did
is
you?
messing with me. I have like every time I do it, like a ding.
Yep.
Three-piece combo.
Yep.
But we met with him last week and talked about, you know, what we can do, you know, kind of what our options are at this point. Right now, we're gonna book a day in the studio, a whole day, or maybe 2 half days, depending on his availability. I'm just gonna go in, start recording stuff, and start putting stuff out there on social media,
Become famous.
and
No, I'm just kidding.
just see what comes of it. We're probably gonna make that maybe a once a month thing. Just going there for a day, record stuff, record some videos, and
Is that something that's kind of like y'all's hobby too? That y'all do just like making music and stuff? And
we actually, because I feel like we do a lot with it in church,
right.
and like, you know, going to like the tent revivals or going to 180. We really don't do a whole lot of music together at home.
Yeah.
Which like we do every once in a while, just if you feel like it.
Right.
That's kind of like one of those, like, you don't want to, it's not like, I don't want to say leading worship is like work, but it's almost like you don't want to take work home with you.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
Because you don't want to get,
Right.
you don't want to get too burnt out, and
Yeah.
she's got other things that she does at home, but we do every once in a while. But
Right.
well, yeah, we're just,
You got a TikTok channel.
we
You-
do.
you
I haven't
did.
done a whole lot of that, but I'm gonna be more active with that once we start recording and getting videos made and blah blah blah. You know,
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. That's the song. Write that down.
Yep.
Richard, what you got going on?
What you got,
got-
Brother Richard?
I got 2 things. First of all, I watched Equalizer 3, Denzel
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah.
Not as good as the first 2, but
Yeah.
Should've
it
known.
was okay. This one was like a little more graphic than the other 2,
Oh, yeah.
like the blood and stuff.
Well, they probably kind of same gimmick, so they had to do something
Right.
to kind of.
Spice
Yeah.
it up or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, it was all right. But I finished Reacher season 2,
Bro,
and it is
dude.
phenomenal.
Yes.
That's pretty
Okay.
good. I
And
got
they're
to start
already
it.
in the middle of
Okay.
season 3. So
Wait, y'all are?
no, they're in the middle of filming
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
it's so
Oh.
good.
Wait, can we come back to me after you go? I got to say one more thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can go now, though.
Absolutely. I've been playing. So my wife got me an Xbox for Christmas.
That's
So
like
I've
your
been
4th
playing-
Xbox.
I've been playing. Why are you judging me right now? Like, I
Are you going to keep this one?
don't. Yes, absolutely. Why are you, dude? Come on, man. So I've been playing some MLB.
Okay.
Been playing a little bit of that, and then now, so I had to create a separate account so that me and Bubby could play together. So we both have Game Pass, and we can actually play together. So
cool.
we're going to start playing some games together.
I'm
looking
definitely
at
going
some,
to play games with my kids.
yeah,
He was
looking
playing
at some
He was playing
multiplayer.
football the other night, and just every 5 minutes, Zaylee, get off the Xbox.
Like, oh, it made me so mad. Yes, because they're supposed to be coming out with like a family plan where you can have multiple accounts under one roof.
Right.
Oh, but you playing on the same account right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had to create a separate one so that we can play together. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it drove me nuts because it would kick you off. Say, do you want to keep playing? Like, yeah, I really do. Saley, get off the Roblox.
I called him the other day and it's like, you just caused me to get out at second or something.
Yeah. I was like, I just grounded out because of you. He's like, I don't even know what that means.
Good thing we're
Yeah,
going
so
to
I've
play
been-
That's
basketball.
hilarious.
Yeah, so I've been playing that for a little bit.
I've been playing a lot of 2K lately.
Yeah, I'm wanting to get it, which Bubby will probably listen to this, so surprise. I'm wanting to get it for me and Bubby. We
Yeah,
play that
it's
together.
pretty. I mean, the newer 2Ks are like, I mean, I like them now, but I've never played the older ones until like literally this is the first 2K I've played. This newest one that just came out,
Yeah.
so it's pretty fun to me.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even what I was going to tell y'all. Me and Allison had started watching
That's
Young
free.
Sheldon,
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know, which I didn't really watch a lot of the Big Bang Theory. So.
I love the Big Bang Theory.
But
Yeah.
dude, I've watched it enough to like know that this kid in the Young Sheldon show literally acts exactly like Sheldon, and it's
Yeah.
like weird to see it. It's
Yeah.
like weird how it's like they did such a good at capturing like his childhood
right.
and like like showing it like that's how it made him to be. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Bunny hates Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Ask her about it.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
You should
Okay.
tell you all
There's
about
another
it.
season. We watched all of it, but there's another season coming out within like 20 days or so.
Okay.
Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
watch
because
that.
Big Bang Theory's over,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
it's been okay. We did start watching The Office. We started watching that.
I've
We're-
never seen that.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
heard
like-
it's really fun.
I'm
Yeah,
like 4
everyone-
episodes
I've
in.
heard that's really good.
So yeah, Jamie didn't really
Yeah.
get her. So
Yeah, Jennifer's not a
I have to
sitcom
watch-
kind of
right.
person, so
Yeah.
It's for me. It's just one of those. It's like the humor is halfway dry, halfway
Yeah.
stupid. It's just a feel good show for me.
yeah,
when it's like a sitcom mixed with a reality show.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So it's all scripted, of course, but the way they film it is what got me.
Right.
And because I've seen clips forever, but I like that because it's different than anything else. It's not either or.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
Well, and
so.
that's what I like about Big Bang Theory. It's not something I have to think about. It's not something I have to,
Just
it's
like
just something I can just
put on.
chill out
yeah, just
Yeah.
junk
and
food.
watch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
just
what he was
junk
talking about
food.
earlier.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
The Big
it's
Bang Theory would be a good one for that.
well,
Yeah.
we talked on the last episode. We're doing a Nicolas Cage marathon.
Right.
A lot of his movies are just junk food. Turn your brain off for a little
Right.
bit. Movies.
Except for National Treasure. You
National
gotta
Treasure, you
think
have to
on
have your
that one.
brain on that one, man. You're really doing some thinking.
What about is he in Now You See Me?
No,
No.
Oh,
no,
It's,
that's
Trevor.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
oh.
That was really close.
Yeah, that's.
I like that movie though. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
It is a good movie.
both of those are really
They
good.
got a sequel of that. You know?
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know they
Yeah,
had a
there's a
second. You haven't
second
seen the
one.
second one?
I
Oh,
haven't
we
seen
are
the
so
second one all
doing
the
that.
way.
Really?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen.
Wait,
the whole
I
thing.
like the second one better than the first
Yeah, it
one.
was good.
Hold on, which one what are we talking about? What's this movie about?
Now you see
The
me?
Magicians.
Oh, I'm thinking of something different.
He's thinking
Tristan
National
will
Treasure.
never
There
be
was a
on
second
here
National
again.
Treasure.
Oh my gosh!
No, I just don't know movies because I told you I don't watch movies.
Are
It
you-
was with I thought it had Nicolas Cage.
You
in it.
talking about National Treasure?
No, it's where they steal cars. It's Gone in.
Oh, Gone in 60
Yeah.
Seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seen
I
that?
thought it was thinking
Yes.
Fast and
I
Furious.
like that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
That
is
is a
a
good one.
fantastic
That was the
one.
one that I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you
That
were
was
thinking Fast
really
and Furious. I was
close.
like, they made
That's
20
not-
sequels.
I don't know. After
That's
like
funny.
the fifth Fast and
Fair
Furious,
belief.
honestly, I was
Yeah,
over
it's
it.
they should
got
have ended
stupid.
it a long time ago.
Not sponsored by
No.
the Fast and
I love the
Furious.
first one, like
Oh,
first
it's
two, like
classic,
first
yeah.
couple.
Tokyo Drift.
Not
It's the
Tokyo
best
Drift.
one.
Dude, man, we still and it's not as bad as what everybody says it is.
Yes,
like
it is.
I don't
It
think
It was just
it's
the
as
fact
bad
that it went
as-
so
It's
far off.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It was just like,
Yeah.
what?
The acting's bad.
It's just random.
No.
Well, I was
it's
gonna,
just-
like
Apparently they
compared
changed-
to like the first 2 or 3 Fast and Furiouses, like if those are 9s and 10s, if you put them up there, Tokyo Drift is probably at least a 5.
Yeah,
It's
I would
like-
agree.
It's like
I give
okay,
it a 6. I'll give it a 6 compared to them as 10s.
So they did the first two, and it's like, okay, these are like grounded,
Yeah.
somewhat grounded, like racing movies with
Right.
action. And then there's this one, and then you're just like, all right, that happened.
It had nothing to do
And
with
then
nothing.
they just bring it back like that didn't never happen.
Right.
It's just like,
Well-
y'all know y'all. And what it was is the first two were Vin Diesel kind of. He wasn't in the second one, but it was kind of his concept. And then the third one just went off the rails because he
Yeah.
came back.
But he was like at the end of Tokyo.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they tried
because-
to tie it all
for
together,
2
but it was just
seconds.
like
Yeah, because the first one was like him. I think he helped like write it or direct it or something. He was heavily in the first one. The second one he wasn't, and then the third one he was.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Just
why
weird.
they felt so.
But if they were going to do that, they should have brought that actor to America to be part of that next movie, that would have tied it together.
Yeah.
Here's my
But,
thing.
I mean,
the character Han. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Bro's died 4 times.
I was like, did
Everybody in
he
the show
die
has
in
died 4
Tokyo
times.
Dip?
Yeah.
No.
Tokyo Drift?
The short answer is no.
But he really
It looked like he did, but he escaped before the car blew up.
Man needs to be in
Nobody
Now You
cares.
See Me instead.
Well, and then and this
Fast
is
and
What a
Furious.
magic trick.
well, and
Don't
this is
confuse
something
Tristan.
right. Well, and this is something that drives me crazy too. Is they do movies in an order, like legit with numbers in it. But then they got one in the series that was made third, but in the series it's like almost last.
It's kind of like Star Wars.
Yeah. So like in the
That's basically how it is, ain't it?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and then
3.
Tokyo Drift, and then the rest
Yeah,
of them.
it's supposed to
Halloween.
be.
Right, the
third
same
Halloween
thing,
had
right.
nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah. Well, same Star Wars. There's 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Then there's Rogue One that is actually in between 4, 3, and 4. But then there's Solo, which is before 4.
Yeah, he
but
lost
then
me.
so it's like
You got to have a graph.
Yes, it's like hard to keep up with all of them.
I wonder how that came to be, how they started with the 4th one in Star Wars.
George Lucas knew there was going to be. He wanted to do it. in this order.
That's
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
Like not going to the producers and the production studios that make the movies. He went in there and was like, hey, I want you to listen to this.
Yeah.
You see, he had all 7 scripts already. Goes in there, he's like, you see these 3? We'll worry about those later.
Yeah.
Here's the first 4.
Yeah.
Read it and weep.
And it's brilliant how he done it when you think about it, because he did, okay, here's 4, 5, and 6. You're going to learn about this brother, sister, and the spoiler alert.
Listen, if y'all
their
have not
dad.
seen Star Wars yet,
Right. At this point. So here's going to be these 3. And then we're going to go back and show how their dad became this bad person.
Yeah.
So it was brilliant how to do that, because you get people hooked on these 3 and then you go, well, how did he become that? Well, we have
tell
these
you.
3 movies to tell you how he became
Did
that.
you did y'all see the new Hunger Games?
No.
No, garbage.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's bad. And some
Well, how do you know it's bad?
they need to
see
they
it.
need to leave it alone. You what?
How did you know?
Because I'll watch reviews on movies before I watch the
okay,
movies.
I got you. So you already knew it was bad, so you
Yes.
just saved yourself some time.
Exactly.
I should have done
That's
that.
what yeah. So like I've got like 3 reviewers that I really believe in. So I'll go to and they'll do like spoiler free review. And if they're all 3 saying the same thing about a movie,
go.
I know it's absolute trash.
Oh, okay.
So then what I'll do is I'll watch those reviews and then kind of I'll read like a breakdown of what the movie is about and then be like, yeah, that's pretty
I
bad.
wish I had done that
Well,
when
are you
Mike
gonna go
told
watch
me
it?
about Les Mis.
Are you gonna go watch the new Hunger Games or
No.
Are you gonna watch it? I'm not trying to give no
didn't even go-
spoilers. Is why I'm asking.
I didn't even go and watch
Well,
any of them.
But I just thought the
It might
concept
be
of
a
it was
spoiler
weird.
Liv maybe
for all
watch
the
the first
listeners.
one.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
Yeah.
We're not just having a conversation.
Don't watch
here.
it. That's
Which
the
one is
spoiler.
it? I'm sorry for our listener. We're getting kind of off on a movie and TV show tangent.
Well, we're
but-
in a segment. We're in a
Right,
different
that's true.
segment.
That's
So
true.
We're
we're
just
fine.
trying to help them save
Loophole.
their time.
So Hollywood, please,
Oh, Hollywood's
please, for the love of God, please stop making sequels.
Oh,
Please make some original thing.
Or
Did y'all see that?
remakes.
I was about to say.
There's like
I was about to say.
29. There's like 29 different in 2024. 29 different remakes or
Yeah.
sequels or prequels coming out.
Yeah, they remade White Men Can't Jump, and I did not
Yes.
like it.
It's like what? Like just come up with something new. There's another Scream coming out.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
My goodness, that's like
Oh,
the
there's another
43rd
Mean
one.
Girls.
There's another Mean Girls
Yeah.
coming out. There's another what was
They redid the Grinch.
New White.
know,
There's a
2,
new
3
Snow
years
White
ago.
coming out. It's just like
I don't get it.
it's so much, man.
That's they're
It's
100%
terrible.
out of ideas.
There's a new Fast and Furious that they're working on.
I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
Is the Screen Actors Guild strike over?
Yes,
with?
it's over. Yeah, it's been over for about a month
yeah,
now.
dude.
I think TV shows are
that
better.
it's
Yeah.
three
A lot of
three
TV shows.
3 TV shows I've been hooked on are now back into filming and production. The Rookie,
Oh, the
SWAT, and Station 19.
You've got a very, very narrow
Limited.
window
He's got
of
a
what
very
you watch.
niche-
Because
Those
I
are
don't-
three
I don't-
shows that are almost exactly the same.
like it's a very
I
niche.
really don't watch a lot of TV.
yeah,
That's wild.
that's funny.
Now, the Rookie's a good one.
Yeah.
I like the Rookie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to put them in order, I'd say Rookie's number 1, Station 19 is a close second, and then SWAT's third. Just because it's SWAT, you know what to expect from it.
Right.
But
yeah,
I love Oh, what's the dude's name that plays Shamar Moore? He
Yeah,
was
It's
in
hard-
Criminal
oh, yeah.
Minds.
yeah. Him on Criminal Minds was
Dude.
It's hard for me to start a new show when I know I've got one that's still going.
Right.
So like
I
I'll
can't do
I'll
that.
wait years to start a new show because I know Stranger Things the new season's coming out. Or
Still watch that?
yes, absolutely, new season.
I'm not trying to wait 4 years for a show.
So I know it's hard. It's tough. It's tough.
Well, you've watched One Tree Hill 24 times.
But yeah, that's just
9
gold,
seasons.
though.
Absolutely, that is the gold standard for television.
Well, also I got Friday Night Lights up there with it.
Friday Night Lights.
Never
okay,
seen that.
never. No, it's hard for me to watch these new shows, man. When
This
other
ain't
ones
a
are
new
coming
show.
out.
Nah, Friday Night
No,
Lights is like
start a new
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights is like the football version of One Tree Hill,
Yeah.
basically. Like it's just all the same.
it's-
Like
let's
it's like
see. You told me to watch
crazy
that.
drama about football.
There was somebody else that told me to watch some new show. It might have been Tyler. I can't remember, but I can't. It's hard for me because I've got three shows that are continuing that I cannot watch any new ones until they're done.
I feel like you need to map your year out with shows.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
In
It's
October, he starts. He gets a narrower and narrower window of scary movies to watch because Jamie gets in the way.
She really does. No, it's only the
Oh,
first.
wait! I don't want to talk crap about
Yeah.
her.
Oh no, we love
No,
y'all.
we
Y'all
love
are
y'all.
perfect and amazing.
Y'all
we-
never do anything wrong.
Nope, nothing at all. Tyler is
Perfect.
very, very quiet,
quiet,
over
yeah.
here.
Lives
I don't-
violent.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't say nothing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Liv threatens him
Oh my
daily.
goodness. Tristan, what else you got on your heart, man?
Just joy.
I got the joy. I got the
joy,
joy
Man, that was
down in my
Sunday
heart.
school special right there.
Yeah.
That and Father
Or-
Abraham.
Or this little light of mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it shine.
Man, I was the kid in my Sunday school where everyone was doing that. Like we had like little pews in our Sunday school classroom, and everyone would do that, running in a circle. And I was the kid that sat there, is like, these freaking whack jobs.
Like I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Like
Mike was the guy in Sunday school in the corner eating all the snacks.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I remember I was in Royal Rangers.
Yeah.
Remember Royal
Assembly of
Rangers?
God, yeah.
Yep. I was in that for
We never did have a
Yeah, I
big
don't know
enough group to start that
Yeah.
at our Assembly of God.
So we did
church.
that out. You know, people ask like, "Were you in Boy Scouts?" Like, nope, but I was in Royal Rangers. Kind of the same
Exact
thing.
same thing.
Yep.
Except for
Yeah.
it was God's Army, not
And we had
People over here is like, is
Still
that
had
the
patches.
Christian knockoff of Power Rangers?
That's funny.
what?
That's funny. The Royal Rangers. It was good. Had to memorize the what was it? I can't remember it. I probably can
You
if I could
obviously
sit
did memorize it.
if I could sit for a little bit, I could probably remember it.
Let's not.
Yeah. But yeah, just joy. That's it. Just
Yeah, I think so. Also, I don't ever think I answered the question earlier fully about Allison, but just to summarize everything.
okay. All right. Yeah.
Like basically, we've also had a lot of those conversations too. We want 2 kids, so that's just
There
Yeah.
it is. Just
preferably 2
figured it out.
guys.
Yeah.
2 guys.
Yeah,
You're
two-
just
two
she's gonna
men.
give birth to guys.
Yeah,
Not
full grown
It's
men.
a boy. What's up, Dad?
Can I borrow your shoes? I got an assembly at school tomorrow.
Can I borrow the car?
I want her to give birth to 2 full grown men.
Man.
So,
Oh,
That
gosh.
saves a lot of trouble.
yeah, they got to raise them.
Except for
So.
Allison.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of trouble in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, he's not
But nah,
Tristan's problem.
Yeah, definitely plan on,
Yeah.
taking some steps
yeah.
in the near future. But we have been dating for a year and a half, and it does seem like a long time in retrospect. But at the same time, I'm still not even done with my 2nd year of college. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's just wait forever
Yeah.
till it's the perfect.
I mean, it's my
time.
life.
Oh,
You
but-
lived your life and had a kid at 16, so
Oh dang.
we'll live 2 different lives.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Just saying.
He doesn't want your life.
I don't
I don't
want
want
your
your
life.
life, basically. Yeah. What Michael said.
It's one of the best lines in.
Yeah, it is.
movie
It's
right
really
there.
good.
So what's on your heart?
You're not the host here.
Oh.
Okay.
Trying to flip the switch on
That's
us.
not how we do things. Tyler, what you got on your heart? Don't say a fart. I mean,
Nah.
Why would he say
I don't
that?
know.
Did this
No.
come to your mind?
Kids. That's I don't know. I feel it. I feel it in my in
my
gut.
bones,
I'm feeling my bones,
in my loins.
Yeah,
Kids are pretty cute.
Yeah, they're
I
pretty
hope to have grandkids someday.
Tristan.
Hunter will probably help you with that.
If I can
Actually, no, he
if
won't.
I can get anybody to tolerate my adult children long enough.
Right, that's the that's the problem. You gotta get somebody to like them first.
Slow down.
Honestly,
First,
at
you
this
need
point,
a daughter.
Silver might be the
daughter-in-law.
first.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
You need one of those first.
That's
Silver
funny.
could be the first up.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, I don't know about Hunter.
That's what's on your heart. It's
Grandkids?
Grandkids. Oh,
No.
okay.
I thought
No.
that's where you were going with. What's on your heart? Oh, sorry. Let me last. Let Mike ask.
Never mind. No more applications. Tristan's our new host.
Apparently.
All right, I'm going to ask my co-host Mike to ask you the next one.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. My boy.
Go
I
ahead,
swear.
Rich.
Go ahead, Rich.
No, I in all seriousness, Tristan came over and hung out with me this afternoon, and it was really awesome to have you there. Just because we don't ever get to just sit and hang out, so it was cool to have him there. It wasn't even very long, but it was just cool to have a little bit of time. He watched me play a little Red Dead and didn't make fun of me at all. So it's impressive.
It's pretty hard not to.
I know.
Hey, when I got on the sticks, though, I was sniping kids.
No, he wasn't. He was playing worse than me.
That is simply historically inaccurate.
It is not.
That KDR
But
is
anyway.
a
Man.
negative.
This
number.
man literally punched his horse in the face.
I
I'm
did
not
do
lying.
that. Completely by accident.
Uh-oh.
I have no
No.
idea.
Someone's about to get peed on the phone.
Right.
I don't know how I did it.
That was
I
a full-on haymaker.
I was messing with something, and then the
Hey,
character punched my horse.
It could be worse.
Yeah, you killed yours.
Yeah, you did kill your horse.
Rip
Now
mac and
we'll call
cheese.
PETA.
You ripped his face off.
Rip
and
mac and
cheese. Mac and
cheese,
cheese.
man.
But anyway,
Anywho,
yeah, it was awesome having you on here today, Tristan.
appreciate it. Always awesome being here with such lovely young men as yourselves.
Oh,
I appreciate the young part.
Yeah.
Right.
I said we go play some ball.
Ballin'. So my what?
Oh. Hey, Michael, what's on your heart?
Oh, hey, thanks,
New co-host as well.
Jamie.
We're all taking this.
Oh God.
No, but stop. Like, let me explain myself.
You explain yourself every day because
I
it's the
love
same
that
story.
woman.
Let me explain.
Hey,
It's
I
the
don't see
same
nothing
story.
wrong
We
with
know
that.
the explanation.
No, it's. I feel like y'all really care.
I'm all ears.
So it's her birthday this week.
Aw.
So I've been just kind of thinking a lot about just our life together, and me and Dad was talking on the way home. Just we've been dating for about 24 years.
Almost as long as I've been alive.
Yeah,
It's older than me.
yeah. Of course, we had our breaks here and there, but
Right.
yeah, for the majority of our life, we've been together, and just grateful and thankful. And I hope she has a great birthday.
Amen.
That's it. That's what.
Who was that guy she dated when y'all were so
All right, bro's wild. Tonight.
It's like
This man's weird.
All right. So Michael's going to be guarding Richard.
he's just coming at me mad hard right now. Yeah, well, I'll let her explain that one when she wants to get on here. It's not like it was my best friend or anything, but it is what it is.
I don't think she'll want to explain.
Hey, listeners, we just want to thank you for your continued support for the Almost Brothers podcast. Do us a favor and go to your favorite platform and rate us and like us and share with everyone that you know. Thank you so much. Love you.